The story begins in a dark, eerie cave where a girl named Dress is waiting with a sniper rifle in hand. Her presence in this unsettling place signifies that she is no ordinary girl. She is an elite and deadly sniper awaiting her target. Meanwhile, a few kilometers away, an airplane lands at an airport, carrying the president. As soon as the president steps out, Dress swiftly takes the shot, ending his life with impeccable precision. The crowd around remains unaware of what just transpired, emphasizing her deadly skills. After successfully completing her mission, Dress retrieves the bullet casing as a token of her deed. With her job done, she makes her way to a graveyard to visit her mother's resting place. However, upon arrival, she finds her father already there. She approaches him, and he immediately confronts her, revealing that he knows everything about her dark profession. In response, Dress places the bullet casing in his hand, silently acknowledging her deeds. Her father then shares devastating news. He has terminal cancer and only a few days left to live. He tells her that if he does not die naturally, he intends to take his own life on Valentine's Day. This revelation leaves Dress shaken, and despite her pleas, her father insists that this is their final meeting. Meanwhile, another man named Lawai is introduced. He is plagued by nightmares and often finds solace in writing poetry by the sea. One evening, he receives an urgent message, prompting him to drive to a specific location. Upon arrival, he meets a woman named Bartho Mu. She reveals that she knows about his past as a military sniper and offers him a new mission. When she asks whether he has any family who would miss him, Lawai replies that he is completely alone. Accepting the mission, he is suddenly rendered unconscious. When Lawai regains consciousness, he finds himself aboard an aircraft. Uncertain of his destination, he inquires with the crew, but they ignore him. Finally, a pilot informs him that they have arrived and that he must walk 32 kilometers to reach his assigned location. Given a parachute, he jumps from the plane into a snowy landscape. As he treks towards his destination, he encounters a man named JD, who escorts him to a watchtower and briefs him on his duty. Lawai is told that he must guard a deep trench known as Gorge. Contrary to his expectations, his mission is not to prevent people from entering the trench, but to stop whatever is inside from coming out. JD explains that Gorge is home to monstrous entities called Lowen. In 1940, 3 battalions were sent down to neutralize them, but none returned. Before leaving, JD warns Lawai that if a siren labeled Streg Dog Alarm ever activates, he must flee immediately. With that, JD departs in a helicopter, but before he can leave, he is shot down by his own people, signifying the extreme secrecy surrounding this mission. As months pass, Lawai follows protocol, maintaining his automatic guns, monitoring the trench, and sending brief monthly reports. He also begins reading the messages carved into the walls by his predecessors, hinting at the horrors they faced. One day, while scanning the nearby Easton Tower through a telescope, he spots a girl, Dress. Though drawn to her, he refrains from making contact due to strict regulations. Over time, Dress and Lawai silently communicate by writing messages on boards. Eventually, they become friends, sharing details about their pasts. On her birthday, Dress initiates a test to prove her skills as a sniper. As she shoots at precise targets, Lawai reciprocates by firing back at her belongings. Their bond strengthens, but their watchful duties continue. One day, Dress spots monstrous creatures emerging from the trench and signals Lawai. The 2 snipers engage in a relentless battle against the Lowen. However, one particularly terrifying creature, a half-human, half-animal monstrosity, manages to reach Dress. Just as it is about to attack, Lawai shoots it down, saving her life. Days later, Lawai discovers an underground passage within the mines. As he explores, a drone suddenly appears and flies away, indicating an unknown observer. This is what these two pass here, and now the month of December had started. Where one day, Lowai decides to meet the Livite Dress and he find RPG. He binds a rope at RPG missile place. Dress also sees Lowai while doing so, but she did not understand anything what Lowai is doing. After some time, Lowai leaves this missile on the other side, which was tied with a rope, and this rope reaches to Dress, after which she ties it to one tree. And then, with the help of the rope, Lowai moves from here to another wash tower. When he reaches the other side, she is very happy sees it, but she asks Lowai to take a bath before hugging, and Dress sees Lowai taking a bath with the help of CCTV camera. Very naughty girl. After these, they talk to each other a lot, and during this time, Dress asked Lowai, "On when you hit the longest shot," Lowai tells that I had killed a man from 3,240 meters away, and earlier, I used to work in the Marine. After that, he asks the Dress that what is this place? It is that it has been kept so secret. Then the Dress asks him not to think too much and keep working with his work. After that, she plays music and started dance. She asks Lowai to dance, after which both of them dance together and come close to each other and cross all the limits. In the meantime, Lowai starts telling Dress about his poems and tells him that I have written a poem for you too. The Dress asks him to tell the poem, but Lowai refuses her to say that. He said that when both of us will leave from here, then I will give you that poem. Now it decides to go from here as soon as morning, but as soon as he reaches the middle way, he sees that the monster at his wash tower. They are climbing, but when they collide with the mine on the tower, there is a huge explosion in which the rope of Lowai burns and it fell into the ditch goes. Here the Dress is also watching all this, so she quickly takes a parachute to save the Lowai and jumps into the ditch without thinking anything, after which Dress flowing into a river. She was present somehow, protects herself to the shore, while we see Lowai hanging from a tree, where suddenly a big crab comes and attacks it, due to which the roots of the Lowai tree completely gripped. Before he can harm the Lowai, Dress comes here and saves Lowai, and both of them start looking at this place. That only then some hollowmen come here riding on a horse and attacks them, but instead of being afraid of them, they firmly compete, and 2 hollowmen were killed, but 1 runs away from there. Lowai checked the died hollowman. Then he sees that it is wearing uniform. On seeing the uniform years ago, 3 battalions of army had fallen inside this gap which never returned. But how is it alive till now? The question makes them. Well, now both of them move forward and reach one place where trees were coming out from inside humans, and seeing them, it seems as if a virus has spread its terror here. Some hollow men start coming towards them. Both of them reach a church to avoid hollowmen, but the view of the church was very scary because there were dead bodies of many people who killed themselves here to avoid virus effect. Then a spider attacks over the Dress, which was very big to see. Both of them shoot it and finish it here. But then by breaking the door, some hollow men come here. On seeing that, they quickly escapes from the church and reach a tunnel. When they see this tunnel from inside, they see a kind of lab where they were also experimenting before. They also get a backup generator, which these people start, and then Lowai gets a DVD. Inside, they find an old DVD player with a recording of a scientist explaining the horrors of this place. The video reveals that a chemical missile had leaked during an earthquake, transforming the people in the area into monstrous beings. The scientist had begged the military to bomb the site and eradicate the threat, but they ignored her warning. While examining the facility, they uncover confidential files about a company called Dark Lab, which experiments on infected humans to create super soldiers. This revelation confirms that powerful forces are invested in keeping this place operational. Before they can process everything, Dress is suddenly captured by hollow men, mutated survivors of the trench. Lowai frantically searches for Dress and eventually finds her tied to a tree, guarded by a soldier-turned-hollow man. Recognizing his uniform, Lowai realizes that this was once the previous watchtower officer. A brutal fight ensues, but Lowai overpowers him and frees Dress. Determined to escape, they find an old military vehicle and use it to ascend the trench walls. However, they are soon ambushed by a horde of hollow men. Running out of bullets, they set the area ablaze and barely manage to escape to the eastern tower. The next day, Lawai contacts Bartho and asks if anyone else had ever gone inside Gorge. Lawai denies it, but Bartho knows that he is lying. Suspicious, he activates an emergency alarm that triggers a countdown for an auto-destruction sequence. Panicked, Bartho tries to escape via helicopter, but the explosion engulfs the entire area, killing her and destroying the secret base. Lawai and Dress barely survive the blast, but they are separated in the chaos. After weeks of waiting and believing Lawai to be dead, Dress resigns herself to a new life, working at a restaurant. However, one fateful day, Lawai reappears, alive. Overwhelmed with emotion, they embrace and kiss, marking a bittersweet yet triumphant end to their harrowing journey. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.